What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to Picking a Fight. I'm Latch.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to be looking at UFC Fight Night Ortega versus Rodriguez. We're going to be looking at Hurricane Shane Burgos versus Charles Air Jourdain. But before we get started, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't. We're putting out videos for almost every fight night and pay-per-view. So if you're looking for video and content like this, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out. And yeah, what we got, Jeff?
All right, we got two entertaining fighters. We got Hurricane Shane Burgos. He's currently ranked number 14, 14-3. He's 31 years old, 5'11" and a 75.5-inch reach. He's coming off a win against Billy Quarantillo, and before that was a loss against Edson Barbosa. And he's going up against Charles Air Jourdain. He has 13 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. He's 26 years old. He's 5'9" and a 69-inch reach. He's coming off back-to-back wins against Lando Veneta and Andre Ewell. All right, what you think, Latch?
Man, I think this is a really good fight. This is probably going to be fight of the night because both these guys always bring it. Both these guys always want to strike. And yeah, I mean, we got Shane Burgos. He's coming off, I think, a very underrated fight against Billy Quarantillo. That fight, even the crowd was not as into it just because it was after Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it didn't really get the love or respect that it deserved, especially because if you knew those guys going in, you already knew that was going to be a banger. Billy Q, he brings it every time. He might not be the best technically, but he's always, a dog with it. So is Shane Burgos, and they really showed that. And then Air Jourdain, he's coming off a submission win over Lando Veneta and a really dominant performance against Andre Ewell. I mean, both these guys are going to come to fight, probably just strike. I think if it ever hits the ground, I think Burgos is confident he does have confidence in his ground game, but I think it's Jourdain that has the advantage there. But I see them both striking, and they both have very different styles. It almost reminds me of the main event because Burgos has more of a traditional boxing stance. He's heavy on that lead foot. He uses his range pretty well. I think he has a really good jab. The only thing is his defense really sucks, man. He tends to move his head pretty well, but I just don't think it's good enough. He tends to get hit a lot. He got hit a lot against Billy Q and Edson Barboza in his last two. He has a nice one too. His jab to straight is really, really nice. And he's gonna be looking for that all day. I think he has the boxing advantage over Charles Jourdain. I think he has the better hands. I think in power, honestly, I'm not sure who has more power. I think Jourdain does sometimes because he tends to wind up. But I think Burgos just naturally is a pretty hard hitting guy. I think his biggest vulnerability is that he gets hit a lot and his legs are always vulnerable. We saw in that Edson Barboza fight. In his stance, his lead leg is there to get kicked out from underneath him. And against a kicker like Jourdain, an obvious chink in the armor for Jourdain to take advantage of. The one thing I will say is it's going to be a heavy pace, I think, for both guys. I think Burgos has fought better guys in total. Obviously he's coming. The Barboza fight's the one that stands out. And even though he lost the first round and lost the fight, I think in the second round he really turned it up. And in the third fight, he was starting to turn it up too. I think he still would have probably lost, but I mean, he was starting to match Barboza, I think. And Jourdain, Veneta, I think is the best guy he's fought so far. Maybe Julian Erosa. But I don't know. I just think the level of competition isn't there. The odds have Burgos at -170, so they think he has the advantage. Where do you think Jourdain has the advantage? Where do you think he's most dangerous at?
Surprisingly, I think his best advantage is on the feet. I don't know. I mean, Shane Burgos, like you said, he has confidence in his ground game, and I think it's. He hasn't really gone there much, but I don't think that's the way Charles should. I don't think that's where Charles should take the fight. I think both of these guys, their best shots are striking. And I think they're both going to go in with that confidence, thinking that they're better than the other guy at striking and coming out there to prove that. And it's going to be a fun one. I do agree with you. I think this is going to be fight of the night. I think this fight's going to be really fun, whether it stays on the feet or it goes to the ground. It's going to be an exciting matchup. I think Jourdain and Burgos are both. I don't know. You think Jourdain's striking defense is bad?
Yeah, I think so. I think he gets hit a lot. He's one of those guys that relies on his movement a lot, and he tends to keep a high guard. Sometimes things get through. I just think it's not the best. I don't think it's as bad as Burgos. I don't think he gets touched as much, but he does get touched. He does get hit. He's been able to take some big shots. But, this is going to be a high-paced affair. I think. I think both guys will be throwing stuff. I think Burgos obviously is going to press the hardest. He is going to be bigger. He's 5'11", 75.5-inch reach. That's a 6.5-inch reach advantage, and I think he uses every inch of that length when he throws his jabs and his straight punches. And I just think it's going to be hard for Jourdain to close that gap. I do see him eating the leg out, though, kicking it out from underneath him. I think he's going to kick it and kick it hard. Obviously, he's a really good kicker. He can go low and high. Both guys like to throw elbows, get real creative, but I think Jourdain is the one. Like I said, it reminds me of the main event where Yair is like more of a kicker rather than with his hands, and he can throw like the like very creative things. And I kind of see Jourdain as like that, except he's a little more like chaotic almost. And so I think that's his biggest advantage, but I don't see that being enough. I just think that Shane Burgos' size and his pressure, because I do think he's going to be the one pushing forward, and his ability to take damage, I think that's going to kind of propel him to lead the fight. And I think he's going to land the bigger shots. I don't know if I'm going to give the benefit of doubt to Jourdain. I don't think he's going to get finished, but I do think Burgos is going to hurt him a few times maybe. And I think he's going to win. I have Burgos by decision. It's only a 3-rounder, so I don't think he'll be able to finish him. But who knows, man? They're both really good strikers.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I think Burgos' downfall, if anything, would be welcoming that chaos, that Charles Jourdain brings. Because, we've seen him lose some of those exchanges, especially to like some top guys like Calvin Kattar. So I don't think he should do that. I think since he is the longer fighter, like he has a longer reach, so I do think he should keep this fight as technical as he can. Obviously, like if he gets into some pretty nasty exchanges and stuff, and he comes out the better man, then I think why not welcome it? But it is risky, and being the longer fighter, I think he should just stick with the jab, throw the straights that he loves and everything, and just stick to that. I think, and I think he'll cruise to a victory. I don't think it'll end either by a knockout or anything. I think it'll go to decision.
Okay. But you have Jourdain by decision then.
Nah, I got Burgos.
Oh, you said Burgos? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, because he's the longer guy, and I don't think he's gonna welcome the chaos as often because he knows he has the advantage.
True. I mean, he always welcomes a brawl, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
But so we don't know what Burgos we're gonna get, but we both agree that Shane Burgos is probably going to be the winner. We both think by decision. We just think his pressure, his size, and his ability to take damage is going to be the key here. We do think it's a close one. He's obviously a -170 favorite. So the odds aren't that split apart. Jourdain is game, I think. He's still really young, 26 years old. And, he's got a lot of heart. He's durable himself. And he has a lot of creativity in his punches and his kicks. So it's going to be a really great fight. I think also it's probably going to be fight of the night unless another fight shows it up. But yeah, let us know down below. What do you think? Are we underestimating Jourdain? Do you think it's Jourdain's time to go? Or do you think Burgos will show his dominance and his experience in this fight? Let us know down below. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Check out our other videos. We're actually doing every other fight on this same card, including the main event, Yair versus Ortega. And so don't forget to check that out. And yeah, we'll see you next week for Blades versus Aspinall, another really great fight. And yeah, don't forget to tune in. It's going to be a great night of fights, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. See ya.